In addition to groups, Facebook has networks. Networks are very similar to LinkedIn, their connection system. Basically, you enter the field you work in or a school you went to, and it automatically finds you other professionals and other classmates, things of that nature, which is another tool to grow your network, which makes Facebook a great place to start in social media. In addition, Facebook is the largest social network today with over 500 million registered users. All right, and that brings us to Twitter. Twitter is a network that is comprised entirely of microblogging. Facebook allows you to share blogs, photos, video, text, and microblogging in the form of what they call the wall, which is where you see status updates, things of that nature. It's microblogging is the technical term for it. Twitter, on the other hand, has just microblogging. Because of this, it attracts a different type of audience because in today's world, a lot of people are very instant gratification. They want what they're looking for quickly. And on Twitter, because of the limited characters, because it's microblogging by its nature, the average person can read 10 or more tweets, as they call them, and the amount of time it would take to read a single article. So if that tweet is a bullet point of information, it's much faster than reading the whole article to get to that point. If that tweet is a link to an article or more information, I can easily sum up whether or not it's something I would like to click on to get more information. Twitter is smaller than Facebook with just over 150 million users. However, it's very useful. It is still very large for social networks, considering most of them are still under 100 million. So it's still a very useful tool. All right, and that brings us to LinkedIn. Again, this is the more professional-oriented network. LinkedIn only has about 25 million users. It's what it lacks in scale, though, it makes up in quality. These aren't just random people, these are professionals. And moreover, these are professionals that have entered enough information that you can network with them based on their profession. One thing to keep in mind about LinkedIn, an easy mistake to make, is that if you just fill out the profile forms that they offer you when you're registering, it looks a lot like a job application when you're done. It comes out with professional information, career, school history. Keep in mind that if that's your goal, is find a better job or just to store that information, that's great. But if your goal is to sell, make sure that your profile is designed in a way that you would want your clients to read it. Make sure it's all information that you would openly share with them. And now we're on to YouTube. YouTube is probably one of the most known or recognizable social networks. It's a video sharing site is what it is. But beneath the site itself, it's a social network. And this social network features friends, features something in addition to friends called subscriptions, which don't require the user to register to subscribe. In addition, here's an interesting thing about YouTube. It gets, well, it has one of the smallest user bases of mainstream social networks with just around 50 million users. It gets more than 3 times, well, if you took all 3 major networks in the United States and combined and doubled them, YouTube still gets more prime time. Now, consider, if you will, the value or investment that a primetime ad slot would take on television. And YouTube offers you that opportunity for free. So it's definitely a powerful tool. It just takes a video camera, or somebody that's got one. All right, and Trulia. Trulia is less known. But Trulia is tailored to real estate, which naturally makes it an excellent tool for real estate. It's a niche network, is the term for it. Trulia, as I mentioned earlier, allows you to post your listings on their site, to share them, and is one of the few mainstream social networks that will allow you to do this. But more importantly, Trulia has an excellent feature called Voices, which is one of the most active home buyer discussion forums online, which it's an excellent opportunity to demonstrate your expertise as a real estate professional. One thing to keep in mind though is that it's not a spectator sport. You don't want to go in there and try to dominate the area or demonstrate superiority over the competition. It's a place to remain polite and try to use proper etiquette. You want to demonstrate a good experience because that is what's going to bring your users to you when they have more questions or when they need a service. Because that's what business is in the end to a consumer. It's the experience. That is what makes us part with our money. So, so keep that in mind, that you want to offer the best experience that you can. You want it to be fun, you want it to be polite, and part of that is being courteous to the competition.
Yeah, I actually got to read all of that.
There you go. That's good to hear. In addition, Trulia offers a lot of free tools, a lot of free statistics. Not as many of these are going to be of a lot of use to real estate professionals, but they're of extreme use to somebody who's serious about buying a home. And anywhere that they can get a good grade of information on that is somewhere you'd want to be. So that's Trulia. Next up, now we're going to talk about social media marketing as a whole and a little bit more about how it applies to real estate specifically. First, there's three kind of general steps that you want to take in the process. First is find a target audience. This is something that a lot of real estate professionals actually kind of skip over. Find out what is your ideal client. Because chances are, even though they're not, you can't put them into a little box, you can put them into a box. And identifying a demographic for your client that is more likely or more receptive to communication will make it a lot easier to reach that particular demographic because you can tailor your communications to suit them and what they're used to. Second step is the internet is very big, global in fact. And so we need to find out, because very few real estate professionals actually have global property. So the next step would be finding out how to localize that global market, how to reach people in the communities that you need to reach. And we'll go over that here a little bit more in a little bit. And then one other note that we're going to cover is avoid misrepresentation. For example, misuse of the realtor brand. It has actually had one person, their entire Facebook page deleted because they claim to be an official realtor service provider. And the realtor brand, it was actually the members of, it was actually realtors that policed this, found it, complained about it, and got it removed rather than the organization itself. So just keep that in mind.